sorry it's been a while. I've been so stressed out at school at the moment. I'm sure a lot of you know that it's the end of the year when all the exams happen, and it's not been fun. It's just, no, it's not good. I'm in my first year of GCSEs, which is like some of the really big exams that we do here in England, and it's seriously stressful. I've had 8 exams within the period of 3 weeks, which probably isn't so bad considering, like, taking into account what I've got in store for me next year, and over the next few years it's going to be far worse, but it seriously doesn't make it any better. It's not good, but I'm doing fine. I'm getting there. Halfway through the done 4 exams, got 4 more to go. I'm in the middle of them at the moment, and they seem to be alright, so just gotta get through them and we'll get there in the end. So that's why I haven't been able to do too many videos at the moment, because it's just never been the right time. I've always been busy, or I've been doing revision, or staying late after school, or whatever like that. So sorry about that. Also, I don't have a little sister. Well, I do. She's not died or something, but a bird just flew into the window. She is at the cinema at the moment, and I usually have her to help, or my dad to help with the video, but I don't at the moment, so I'm probably going to ramble without her busy going like, make it shorter, or the camera's going to wobble and fall over any second, or I look stupid busy like leaning forward and stuff, but that's what's going on. Also, I don't have the pieces of paper this video, or the next 3 videos, because I'm going to record 3 because I'm just on a roll today. And so I don't have the pieces of paper because I couldn't be bothered to cut out like 50 pieces of paper, to be honest. So I'm going to put annotations in the top bit, whichever side, or down here, or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do instead, but yes, that's all, same as usual. I'm rambling because I feel lost without my little sister. I need her looking at me. Okay, this video I'm going to do names from literature, which I absolutely adore books, and I get into them so much. So, and it sounds stupid, but literally one of the first things I look for in a video, in a book, is the name. If it's an annoying name, then I literally might be put off by the book. That sounds ridiculous, but it's true. So, I really do tend to connect with characters, and I go on a phase of adoring the names. For the weeks that I'm reading that book, I'll absolutely be obsessed with the main character's name, and these are the main character's names that I've stuck into in my mind. And yes, so the first one is Aubrey, and this is from Love Aubrey by Suzanne Lafleur, which is just the most gorgeous book in the world. I was obsessed with it. I went on holiday to Scotland and read this book, and it was just, it's so good and so sad as well, but it's really good. I know that Aubrey is usually a boy's name, but I love it for a girl. This book was the first time I'd ever heard of this name, and it's just one of my favourites at the moment. It's probably on my top 10 at the moment. I absolutely love the name. I think it's so cool. It's quite girly, but it's still quite strong, and I really like it. Hermione is next, in 3 guesses, which book that's from. Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. For people who've not come across Harry Potter, how dare they? It might be quite difficult to pronounce. I've had people say Hermione and Hermione and things like that, but I think the majority of people will have heard of the name because of the books and the films and things like that, so the pronunciation wouldn't be a problem. But it's probably not quite usable just because of the strong connections with the book. Evangeline is from A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and it's a gorgeous name from a gorgeous book. French, I've mentioned it before, probably will in the future, it's a lovely name. Beatrix is also from Harry Potter. You will notice a trend with the literature things. I'm slightly obsessed with Harry Potter. I can't wait for the Deathly Hallows to come out. Tell me how excited you are. I can't wait. But I bet I'm going to be really upset. Like, just sitting in the cinema knowing that that's the last film that's ever going to come out. I was gutted when the last book came out. I went to the midnight preview thing at Borders and like queued up for hours and hours to get the book and things like that. So and I was gutted then when the book came out, and then now the film's coming out. It's the last one. Oh. But no, a lot of Harry Potter names in this list, just because I love Harry Potter so much and the names are really cool and quirky. Just like Beatrix, it's a nice twist on the classic name Beatrice. Darrell is Darrell Rivers from Mallory Towers by Enid Blyton, and when I was reading these books I wanted to be her so bad. I thought she was the coolest kid in the world. So yes, and I know Darrell is usually for a boy's name, same with Aubrey actually, but I think it suits a girl loads, and I think a boy's, with the Darrell for a boy, it suits Darryl, but I like the spelling for the girl better. I think it makes it look more feminine. Alice is from Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, and I think it's quite a classic name, but you don't actually get too many Alices around. Everyone's heard of the name, but you don't actually get too many Alices around at the moment. Luna is also from Harry Potter, and I think it is a bit of a quirky name. Might not be brave enough to use it myself, but I think it's so cool. I'm actually thinking about giving this, taking this as my middle name at the moment, because I've already got a middle name, Erin, but I'm thinking of adding in Luna as well, just because it's got connections with me, and it sounds weird, but the character has some connections with me, some personal ones, and a period in my life. So, and I've got over that period now. Oh, I'm sounding all, oh, I'm not, it's not dramatic, it's not very dramatic at all, but I'm thinking that at the end, because it's the end and it's kind of a finishing point in this point in my life, I think it'd be a really nice thing to put in Luna as my name, just because it's, you won't get it, but I'm thinking of putting this in my middle name at the moment. There you go. Tessa is from Before I Die by Jenny Downham, and it's just, it was one of the most grown-up books I ever read. I felt so sophisticated reading it, but it's just seriously one worth reading. And Tessa, I think, is quite old-fashioned but not difficult to pronounce, and it's definitely quite an easy name, but still very sophisticated. Cadmium is from the Cass and Family series by Hilary Mackay, and they're aimed for like 11 and 12-year-olds, and I'm 15, so I really probably shouldn't be as obsessed with them as I am. But I absolutely love the books, and I love every single name in there, because the children are all named after colours. So there's cadmium, which is what I'm talking about, and that's cadmium yellow, or cadmium gold as she is in the book, and then there's saffron and indigo and permanent rose, and I just think the names are just stunning, and I think they're so cool. I think cadmium, although it's quite out there, it's still usable. Persephone is from Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman, and that character gets the nickname Sephi, which I think makes the name a little bit more usable when you think about the nicknames that could come with Persephone. It's quite grand, and it's not one of my favourite names, but it definitely is worth a mention. On to the boys. Joshim, I've already talked about this name, but it's from The Christmas Myth by Justine Garda. I just think it's so cool. Atticus is from To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and it's a name that a lot of people would probably connect with names from literature, because it is just such an amazing book, and it's got a really cool name in it, and I think Atticus is such a cool, like, it's a really good character to be connected to and to be named after. Indigo is also from the Cass and Family series, as I talked about. A lot of people would probably think that Indigo is more of a girl's name, but because of these books, these books were the first time that I'd ever seen Indigo used as a name, so now I always connect it being a boy's name. And I think Indy is a really cool nickname as well. Harry from Harry Potter, I just grew up knowing that name and having such good connotations and links with that name. So yeah, I've just always liked the name. So yeah. Rhett is from Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. I don't know a lot about the book, but I've liked the name for quite a while. Simon is from Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I think this is a classic. It is quite common, but not for my generation, which makes it a little bit more unusual. I've actually just done a GCSE piece on Lord of the Flies, like English literature, and like literally half of my essay, well not half, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I wrote about 3 paragraphs in this essay about names, like use of names, and like Jack is cool and strong, so that reflects the character, and Simon is soft and innocent, like, yeah. My teacher was like, well, that's a very quirky, you know, analysis of the book, and I was like, yeah, I like names, okay. Oscar is from Oscar Wilde, the author. It's quite common, Oscar, but it's quite common. It's like Alice and Harry. Well, no, actually, Harry's really common. It's like Alice and Simon. It's kind of not unheard of, but it's still quite common. You know what I mean. Oliver is Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. As a musical fanatic, I automatically burst into song whenever I hear this name. So that could be a problem with my future child. You know, every time I was going to call him for dinner or something, I may have to sing it, but that's the only problem that I have with this name, otherwise it's really cool. Schmoll is from the Boy in Striped Pyjamas by John Boyne. It could be quite difficult to pronounce, but I think it sounds really cool and quirky, possibly unusable just because it is so out there and you would have to constantly be saying how you say your name, but I think it's really cool. Dorian is from The Portrait of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It's a very old-fashioned and grand name, but for some reason, I don't want to sound mean because it's a cool name, but somehow it always seems slightly tacky to me. It sounds slightly, I don't know, like chavvy, or I don't know. I don't want to sound like mean or anything because it's a really cool name and that's why it's on my list, but it never was my favourite, and yeah. So sorry I'm rambling. It's gonna be an awkward finish now. Bye.